core math level questions. So with this, I would quickly like to introduce myself. This is Trishita Majumdar here, and I'm a teacher expert at QMath. My teaching experience is 4 years, and I am a subject matter expert of mathematics and reasoning, and I cater to the regions India and US. With this, let's look into our table of contents. So let's look into our table of contents for today. We would be understanding what is meant by mathematical operations, its applications in day-to-day life. We would be looking into the problems and the learning outcomes. And the problems would be of the basic and the advanced level. So I want all of you to stay tuned throughout the session to work out on the operations. And trust me, this session is going to be very, very helpful to improve you in your calculations, and all the people who are, really scared about calculating things. And if you think that you're not that strong in calculations, and if you think that you need more of practice, I would say this chapter would help you to do that. And this is in fact needed as well. Okay, as long as you're not pretty clear with the basic operations of how arithmetic operators are being used, or how would you go ahead with the lesser than, greater than, what do you mean by each of these, you wouldn't be able to go to the higher level problems. Okay, so this in fact develops your basics, your fundamentals is being cleared with such kind of topics, and hence it's very important for you to stay tuned till the end of the session. So let's proceed further. So here goes the definition of mathematical operations. So as we all know, the name itself suggests, and I'm sure that before I even say, most of you must be aware of what is meant by mathematical operations. And all of you can give your responses on the comment section on what do you understand by mathematical operations, or is there any specific thing which is relating or which is coming up to your mind by looking into this word. All of you can put it down on the comment section. Until then, let me define it quickly. The mathematical operation refers to calculating a value using operands and a math operator. So these two are very, very important words here. They are very important terms. Operands and operator. What are basically these? We are going to look into it in the upcoming slides. Okay. So please make sure you are understanding the definition really well. We basically calculate the value to an expression by performing some set of operations, which is known as mathematical operations. But what is exactly operands and what is meant by operator? We are going to get into the details of it very soon. Okay. And before going ahead, I would want all of you to give a quick try on this. Okay. So I'm going to give you a question here. And before we proceed further, I want all of you to respond it on the comment section. It's a very, very basic question. We've been learning about it right from our young grade. So I'm sure that all of you will be able to answer, and carefully look into it and give it a try. Okay. So here goes our question. Let's say that I say A is greater than B. Okay. And let's say that B is greater than C. Okay. So if A is greater than B and B is greater than C, and let me give you some quick options. Okay. And all of you are supposed to tell me which one is the correct answer. The first one is, let's say A is greater than B greater than C. The second option goes is A is greater than C. The third option is C is greater than A. And the fourth option is 1 and 2. And the fifth option is none of these. Okay. So it's very important for you to understand inequalities here, because inequalities is again a very important part of mathematical operation, I would say, because adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing is something which we have been doing. But I've noticed many times that inequalities are some places wherein, students get confused in a huge way. All right. So let's see who gives the right answer. And yeah, I want you all to comment on the comment section. Here goes your options. Let's see here. A is greater than B and B is greater than C. So one thing which we are very sure about, that if A is greater than B as well and if B is greater than C as well, so from here I can also conclude that A is also greater than C. Correct? Isn't it so? It's very obvious, right? If one quantity, if I say that I am elder than my younger sister, okay, And if I say my younger sister is elder than my younger brother, it's very obvious that I am the eldest, right? I am elder to my younger brother as well. So it's very similar to that, okay? If A is greater than B and B is greater than C, then definitely I am also greater than C. That is, A is greater than C, alright? So based on this, I can form an hierarchy, that is, A is greater than B, B is greater than C. So my first option is correct. Coming to the second one, A is greater than C, which we just derived. So what about option C? Not possible. Because we know that B is greater than C and A is greater than B, it's obviously not possible that my youngest brother is elder than me, correct? Okay, so therefore it's option 4, which is option 1 and option 2. Okay, I hope this was clear to all of you. Alright, with this, let's quickly move ahead. So here goes our next thing. So as all of you can see, math makes baking fun. Now, how is this possible? Well, I'm sure that all the mothers out there who are watching these sessions, all the teachers and everybody, or let's say that everybody who's been to the kitchen and is very fond of cooking or baking, I'm sure that all of you must be understanding this quote very well. Math makes baking fun. How is that so? Can anybody give me some examples on how do you relate your baking to math? Yes. So let's see what's written here first of all. It says that more math can be found in the kitchen than anywhere else in the house. Very true. Very true. And also, I want all of you to think and tell me, do you also see some more examples in your real life or, in your house wherein math could be applied? Well, one of the most common application, what I found is kitchen. Okay, let it be cooking, let it be baking. And why is it mostly talking in terms of baking? Because sometimes what happens is when you're cooking a food, okay, let's say that you're cooking a dish and it does not, it's not very hardened. I mean, it's not very mandatory for you to, measure the number of spoons of salt or number of spoons of any kind of spices you're using or number of spoons of sugar you're using. Definitely there is a slight variation in all of our measurements. The way we cook might differ, correct? So there is no such hard and fast rule that if you put the salt a little more than the other person, your food might turn out to be bad. Okay, so nobody has defined any rule of putting in the amount of salt or sugar in a particular food. But when it comes to baking, why do I say that particularly math is applied in baking? Because baking, I find, is one of such things which if the ratios are not maintained, if it is messed up a bit, then the whole thing goes flop. Okay. And one basic thing which you can talk about is, having the amount of baking soda. Let's say that you want to bake a cake, you want to bake biscuits. Let's say that the amount of baking soda varies. Okay, let's say that the amount of baking soda is very less. Then basically you would not be able to see the effect of baking on the food. Let's say that the amount of baking soda is more. Again, that would affect. So the ratio is very important. Also the mixture that we are making. Let's say that I'm trying to bake a cake. All of you who are aware of baking cakes must be knowing that there is a particular ratio in which we are mixing the items, right? We just can't randomly mix up things, right? They are mixed in a certain ratio, certain proportion. So what are all these ratios and proportion? These are something which is coming from math. Hence, math is very, very important in our daily life, okay? So I thought of sharing this one of the best examples with you all because I personally like cooking. So I thought let me take up this example in the session, and I'm sure that all the teachers and mothers who are watching the session must be able to relate it. So you all also can share your experiences and comments on the comment section to let us know on if you think math is also applied in somewhere else apart from kitchen or in kitchen. Okay, so with this, let's go ahead. And now let's look into the elements of a math expression. So let's see what are operands and operators. As you all know, we just learnt about the mathematical operations some time back, wherein we said that operations that are performed on operands using operators are known as mathematical operations. But what are these terms exactly? What is an operand? What is an operator? Let's see. Operands, the numbers used for an operation are called operands. Based on the type of operation, different terms are assigned to the operands. Okay, what is operand means? Operand is the other numbers or the set of values on which we are performing the operation. Okay, for example, let's say I am doing 2 plus 3. So what is 2 and 3? 2 and 3 are operands because we are performing the operation on these two numbers. So 2 and 3 becomes our operands. Okay. Coming to operators, the symbol indicating a math operation is an operator. For example, plus for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, equal to. So I'm sure that all of you must be aware of all these basic things. So as we took an example of 2 plus 3, so this plus indicates that it's an operator. So whenever you have this combination of operands and operators, your mathematical operations comes into picture. Okay. So I'm sure that all of you must have understood this. With this, let me quickly give you a question and all of you can try to answer this. All right. So let's say that I give you two different questions. One of them is, the first thing let me put up is 64 times 8. And the second question for you all is 56 divided by 14. Okay. Now the question is not for you all to just calculate and give me the result. I want all of you to specify that in question number 1, what are the operands and what are the operators? In question number 2, what are the operands and what are the operators? So I want everybody to comment on the comment section and let me know that for question number 1, what do you think are operands and what do you think are operators? Okay. Let me all wait for you. Responses. Let me wait for your responses here. Until then, I would be solving it down. So as you all can see, 64 times 8. And I have just defined what do you mean by operands, right? Operands are something wherein you perform the operation on the numbers, on the values, on the set of, you could say on the set of figures or on the set of values on which you perform the operation are known as operands. So 64 and 8 becomes our operands here, right? So these are our operands and this multiplication becomes our operator because this is the mathematical. So operators defines the type of operation that is to be performed. Okay. So without an operator, an operand cannot perform by itself. I hope you understood. Let's say that I give you both of these operands 64 and 8. If I do not have any mathematical operator, these operands are of no sense. Correct? Only if you have a mathematical operator connecting two numbers or three numbers or four, whatever, only then these operators operands make some sense. Correct? So it's always the combination of operands and operators which gives you a mathematical expression or which helps you to perform mathematical operation. Okay. Similarly, for the second one, as you all can see, 56 and 14 are nothing but the operands and my division is nothing but the operator. So my division is helping to connect these two operands and perform the operation. Now after we perform the operation, all of you can try to give the answer here. So 64 times 8 would be how much? Any responses? Any responses? Anybody? Yes. Okay. So this would become 672. Okay. 8 times 4 is 32. 64, 67. Yeah, 672. And how about 56 divided by 14? This would become 4. Now, as you all can see, this combination of operands and operator gave us a certain value. This is what we are trying to evaluate. Okay. I hope all of you were clear with the concept of the mathematical operations, what is meant by operands, what is meant by operator, and the dependency of these two on each other, and the existence of these. Basically, all of these cannot exist by itself. It's a combination of these two things which helps us to perform a mathematical operation. Okay. All right. So with this, we would be quickly looking into our applications of mathematical operations. Let's see. So here goes our applications, and yes, we have a lot of applications. Making routine budgets, construction purpose, exercising and training, interior designing, fashion designing, shopping at grocery stores and supermarkets, cooking and baking, of course. Anything you see around you, everything is on math, right? Let's say, you have budgets. You calculate budgets. It's based on math. Construction needs a designing. You need to know what are the measurements of a certain thing to be done. Let's say that you have to construct a bore well. So you need to know what are the dimensions of the bore you need, right? So all these things are related to math. Exercise and training. The best example is you go to gym, calorie burner. You run on the treadmill, it gives you the calorie count. Math, okay? Coming to interior designing. Interior designing, no matter what, all of these involves measurements. Only with exact set of measurements you would be able to achieve the right thing for the right place. Okay. Coming to the next thing is fashion designing. Of course, fashion designing involves, the major part of fashion designing is, you could say, let's say clothing. And clothing needs certain measurements on, let's say that a clothing has two parts. What would the length of the top be? What would the length of the lower part be? All of these are, everything is dependent upon math. Okay. Shopping and grocery, billings, everything is again calculated on math. Cooking and baking, as we have already discussed. Okay. So anything you see around you will majorly involve mathematics. Hence, you have n number of applications of mathematical operations. Okay. So with this, I would quickly like to go ahead with our objectives. We are going to understand the BODMAS rules and then we are going to go ahead with the problems. Okay. So coming to the BODMAS rule, I'm sure that by this grade, that is by grade 9th and 10th, most of you are aware of the BODMAS rule. So let me again quickly brief on what exactly it means. It means order of operation. Now, when I say order of operation, it's very important for us to understand what is the major application of order of operations. Is it just done in math? Why is it that we cannot follow any random order? These are the questions which might pop up to your mind when we actually work on BODMAS. Why is it that we cannot do addition before division? Why isn't that we can do we can solve the parenthesis after multiplication? Why are these rules developed? Well, everything needs to have a certain set of rules to be followed, right? I mean, even if you consider your basic lifestyle, you need to always go ahead and follow certain set of rules, correct? Without certain set of rules, you will not be able to perform the things in a right manner. All right. So this is something which needs to be followed. For example, let's say that your exams are coming up, okay? Now, it's very obvious that you study first and then you write your exams. It has never happened, I think, as long as you're not that dumb, I'm sure that you would not write the exam first and then study, right? No. Okay, so let's say that you have your final exams and you're all chill before your exam. You're going and writing and you're writing your exam. And then you see that, okay, fine, I'm done with my exams. Now I'm going to prepare for my tests. Okay, I'm going to prepare. Does that make any sense? What have you done? You have changed the order of the activities here. So you have first written the exam, you're then studying for it. Doesn't make any sense. So what my point about BODMAS is that everything in life needs to be organized, well organized, okay? Sometimes the organization is coming, sometimes the organization comes up from your basic common sense and sometimes it requires a planning. When I say planning could differ from person to person. Let's say that I'm piled up with a lot of work, okay? So if I have to plan my schedule, let's say that today morning I wake up and I know that I have these many classes to take. I have these many parent calls to make. I have to go ahead and create these many questions. So these are my work. So I would set my priorities that this is to be done first and then I go to this. So setting priorities is again very important for you to have a very organized way of work, right? So these are few things which you can think in terms of BODMAS. Hence, math was also developed in this way that if there has to be a particular standardized rule, particular standardized answer to a specific question, then there has to be priority set. Otherwise, every person would end up getting a different result, which would again create a lot of mess. Okay. So now with this, we would be understanding what is meant by BODMAS. So according to BODMAS, B stands for the brackets, O stand for orders. Orders are basically your indices, powers and exponents, you could say. D stands for division, M stands for multiplication, A for addition and S for subtraction. Okay. Now with this, quickly let me give you a very small example and we would be understanding about it in this way. So 56 divided by 7 times 2 plus 6 minus 4. Okay. So this is what I have and I have to evaluate this expression. The first and foremost thing what I need to understand is that parenthesis needs to be solved first. And then comes orders. Well, I have not included orders as of now. Orders basically means exponents. I am just going ahead with the arithmetic operations. Remember that division and multiplication always has the same priority. Division and multiplication has the same priority. Therefore, they are marked with the same color. Addition and subtraction again has the same priority. Therefore, they are again marked with the same color. Now, the question is, how do you understand whether you have to perform your division first or multiplication first? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you do division first or multiplication first, it's fine. You would end up getting the same result. But as per the convention of math is followed, whenever we are evaluating an expression, we always go from left to right. So when we go from left to right, that is the general script writing that we are following, going from the left to right, right? So you will always see that whichever operation is occurring first out of multiplication and division, we tend to do that first. So that's what is being followed. That's what a standardized, you could say, rule that is being followed by everybody. No matter even if you break it, let's say that you want to do multiplication before division, though division is occurring first from going from left to right, it's fine. You would still end up getting the right answer, but still there is a certain set of things which we always follow and which has been developed by different scientists and mathematicians. Hence, it would be good if we could stick to those. The same goes with addition and subtraction. When you're going from the left to right order, whichever appears first out of addition and subtraction, that is to be done first. Okay? I hope I made myself clear. There are a lot of people whom I have seen has this confusion saying that, division has a higher priority over multiplication. No, guys, this is completely an incorrect statement. Both of them lies on the same priority. Same way, addition does not have a higher priority than subtraction. They are at the same level. It's just that when you're calculating from left to right, whichever comes first, you go with that. Okay? But definitely, division and multiplication have a greater priority over addition and subtraction. Okay? I hope I made myself very clear. Now, with this, we are going to quickly solve this question. 56 divided. Now see, as I was telling that we are going to go from the left to right. So when we go from left to right, we see that 56 divided by 7 has appeared first. But if you notice, you also have a parenthesis here. So I would not like to perform the division now. I would keep it as it is because I'll first give preference to the parenthesis. You can go ahead and perform two steps at this, two simultaneous operation on the same step, provided that one of them is not affecting the other. What I mean to say is your division is independent of parenthesis, so you can individually perform your division. Okay. So I would go step by step. 6 minus 4 is 2. Okay. Now going ahead from left to right again, 56 divided by 7 gives us a 8. So 8 times 2 plus 2. And then from here I could say is 8 times 2 is 16. And then I have a plus 2 and this would give me an 18. Okay. I hope that was clear to all of you. This was a very quick example on following the BODMAS. Now, in the upcoming questions, we are going to have a lot of expressions which would have the usage of BODMAS. So I want all of you to be thorough with it, okay, and then proceed further. All right. And if you have any queries, please do put it up on the comment section. We would be definitely reverting back to it. And here goes our first question. All of you, please read this and you all can give it a try and all of you can give your answer on the comment section as well. Okay. All right, so I haven't displayed the options yet. Any answers on the comment section? Who has already done it? Okay, all right. Now let's look into this quickly. So here goes our options. Okay, so all of you who have got the right answer could verify your answer with the given options and could put it up on the comment section. Okay, so based on the question given, we are first going to identify what are all the details. It is given that this symbol is known as a phi. Okay, phi denotes divided by. So whatever is written, I'm going to write it down here. Phi is denoting divided by, and then you have at the rate, which is denoting a plus as in addition. Hashtag denotes minus. And then you have a star, which is basically telling you multiplied by. This is multiplication. Then what is the value of the expression given below? So here goes our expression. All of you can see the expression. And we are going to replace these symbols with the respective operators that has been given to us in the question. Okay. Based on this, let me just substitute 14 hash. So we know that hash basically denotes a subtraction. Minus 99, a phi denotes a division divided by 33. At the rate denotes a addition and addition. So we have a plus and then we have 11 and we have this star which basically denotes multiplication times 5. Okay, so from here what we could see is when we follow our order of operations from left to right, I see that there's a minus here and there's also division here, but I know that my division gets a higher priority over subtraction, so I cannot go ahead and perform my subtraction before division. Okay, so I would keep the subtraction as it is. 99 divided by 33, all of you can divide and check, it's nothing but 3. So 33 times 3 gives us a 99. Okay, so 3 plus, here you could see that 11 times of 5, how much does it give you? It gives you a 55. Okay, I have performed the division and the multiplication in the same step. If you think that you are getting confused with application of order of operations, you could do it step by step. Okay, coming to the next step, now you have a subtraction and addition. We know that both of them have the same priority, so it doesn't matter whether I perform my addition or subtraction first. So I would be doing 14 minus 3, which is nothing but 11 plus 55. So 55 plus 11 would give me a 66. And out of option A, B, and C, and D, we see that option C is the right answer. I hope all of you were clear with this question. This was a very basic question and very easy as well. You just need to be careful about what symbol denotes what and carefully substitute it and keep BODMAS in your mind while evaluating it. That's it. Okay. Nobody can stop you from getting the right answers. All right. So with this, we would be going ahead with our next question. Everybody, please go ahead and try this out. And here goes our question. All right. So what do you have to exactly check in this? If the sign, multiplication and subtraction and the numbers 6 and 3 are interchanged, then which of the following equations are correct? Okay, let me just give you a quick time on working out in this. So you will actually have to check with each and every option as long as you don't get the satisfactory result what they have asked you for. You will have to go in the process of checking all the options starting from option A. All right. So any answers on the comment section? Let's see. All right. So let's quickly look into this. If sign, multiplication and subtraction and the numbers 6 and 3 are interchanged. So we are going to go with option A first. So with option A, you could see that we have to, what are the things that is being given to us? 6 has to be replaced by 3. 3 has to be replaced by 6. Multiplication is to be placed by subtraction. Subtraction is to be placed by multiplication. Okay. So these are the 4 things which we need to keep in our mind, and accordingly we'll have to perform this. Okay. So 6 minus 3. So in place of 6, what would I have? I would have 3. And in place of minus, I would have times. And in place of 3, I would have 6. Okay. Please follow this. I have written this down here. And again, in place of multiplication, I would have minus. No change in 8. Okay. Now let's perform this and check. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 minus 8 is 10. And this value is not matching with this value. So option A is incorrect. The question says that after you do all of these interchanges, are you still ending up getting the same result that's given to you in the options? If so, you are right. If not, then that option is incorrect. It doesn't satisfy. Okay. Coming to option number B, 3 minus 6. So 3 could be replaced with 6, minus with times. 6 could be replaced by 3, times with minus. 7 is as it is. Now let's check. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 minus 7 is going to give me how much? Well, yes. 18 minus 7 is going to give me how much? Any clue? Okay. All right. So this is going to give me a yes. Anybody? Yeah, I want more responses on the comment section. Yeah. So this is going to give me an 11. Okay. So obviously this 9 and 11 are not matching up. So this is again incorrect. Okay. Coming to option number C. In option number C, it says that 6 minus 3 times 4, 18. So we are replacing our 6 with 3. Minus with times. We are replacing 3 with 6. And we are replacing this multiplication with minus again. And the 4 does not change as it is. And we are going to check if we are getting 18 or not. So this is 18 minus 4. No, this is going to give me a 14. So it's very obvious it's going to be option D. But let's quickly check for option D. So for option D, we have 3 minus 6 times 8. So 6 minus is replaced with times. 6 with 3. minus 8. So this would give me 6 times 3, 18 minus 8, which is 10. And yes, option D is the right answer, as the answers are matching up even after the interchange has happened. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. I hope everybody were clear with the approach of these kind of questions. So with this, I would quickly like to move ahead with the next question. So here goes our question. So let's quickly notice this. If addition means divided by, subtraction means add, multiplication means minus, and this is basically over, or you could say divided by is replaced by multiplication, then what will the value of the following expression be? This question is very, very interesting. Even without doing any calculation, I can still say what would the answer be without even looking into the options. Well, before I put down the options, I want all of you to think about it and give your responses on the comment section. If you think you can give the answer without even working it out on a paper and pen and without the options. Let's see any responses. Alright, so I am not going to put the options now. Let me show you a trick to this question, okay? So all of these things are told here, correct? But if you notice here, there is a 0 here. We know that any number divided by 0 is undefined. Let's say that no matter whatever this number is, after you replace all of these symbols with each of these, that is addition with divided by and so on, you are definitely going to get a result. But that result divided by 0 is of course undefined. But I also need to replace this divided by with multiplication, isn't it so? So no matter whatever value you have here, I'm just writing as it is, you would have multiplied by 0. Does it even matter what do you have here? Does it even matter what you have here? Because anyways, this whole expression times 0, 0 multiplied with anything would give you the result of what? It would be 0 itself, isn't it so? That's how you save your time in these kind of exams, okay? It's very important for you to go by the shortest and the right approach rather than, always following the question. Yeah, so this question was a very good question. You just had to see that there's a 0 here, which is a statement to be caught, okay? So there's a catch here. How would I have anything divided by 0? It's undefined. So go back to the question. You see that this slash is this basically is replaced by multiplication. So you multiplied by 0. Doesn't matter, whatever you have in this blank times of 0 gives you a 0. All right. So that was the beauty of this question. So here goes your option A, B, C, D. So your answer would be option B, which is nothing but B. Okay. I hope that was clear to all of you. And also, I am sure that all of you are enjoying the session. If you are enjoying, please do hit on the like button and also share it with all your friends. Okay, so here goes our next question. Everybody, please have a look. Yes, so if the digits 4 and 5 and the digits 7 and 2 are interchanged, then compute the value of the expression. All right, let's see who gives the right answer to this question. Let me quickly display the options as well. Here goes your options. Okay, so let me also start solving it. So they are telling every 4 needs to be replaced by 5 and the other way around. Every 5 also needs to be replaced by 4. So 4 to be replaced by 5, 5 to be replaced by 4, 7 to be replaced by 2 and 2 to be replaced by 7. This is what is meant by interchange. Then compute the value of the expression. Okay, there is no change in the symbols, that is, there is no change in the operators. There are only changes in the operands. Okay, this is also how I could reframe my question too. So 2 would be replaced by what? 2 would be replaced with 7. So 7 times of 15, you have a 5 here. So the 5 needs to be substituted by 4. Divided by 7 needs to be replaced by 2. And then you have minus 15. Again, there is a 1, 5. So this 5 would be replaced by 4. And then you have 45. This would interchange places among itself. The 4 will come to 5's place and 5 would go to 4's place. So 54 minus, this would again interchange its place, 45 divided by 9. That's it. Okay. Once you have framed this expression, you are going to get the right answer. Okay. Majorly the framing of the expression is something which you need to focus upon. Alright. So with this, let's quickly see 7 times 14 divided by 2. So 7 times 14, as I told you, when you go from left to right, the operation which appears first out of multiplication and division, just go with it. Okay, so I see that my multiplication is first. This is 98 divided by 2 minus 14 plus 54 minus 45. Minus 45 divided by 9. We know that this is going to be 5. 9 times 5 is 45. Now coming to the next one, 98 divided by 2 would give us 49 minus 14 plus 54 minus 5. And then you would do 49 minus 14. Yes, you would be solving it in this way. So that would give us a 35 plus 54 minus 5. And 35 plus 54 would give us an 89. 89 minus 5 would give us a 84. Hence, option C is the right answer. I hope all of you got the gist of such questions and got the hold on these. Okay, so with this, we are quickly going to go ahead with our next question. And here it goes. If beta means not equal, if beta means equal to, delta means not equal to, eta means not greater than, then which of the following 4 could be the correct inference in this? Alright, let's see who gives the right answer to this. Okay, so let's check this out quickly. Here goes your options. Everybody please have a look into the question well and then answer it. Okay. So here goes the question. If beta means equal to. So beta means equal to, and then you have this delta. Delta basically means not equal to. Okay. Just a second. So delta basically means not equal to, and then you have eta, which means not greater than, and then you have anything else? No. Then which of the following 4 could be the correct inference from 2a delta b? So carefully see guys, what is 2a delta b going to give us? 2a delta b. So we know that the meaning of delta from here was not equal to. So can I just replace this with not equal to? So 2a is not equal to b. Okay. And it's also told beta b c 3c. Beta b 3c. Beta, b beta 3c. Okay. So from here what you could see is you have a beta which is there in between, and you have b and 3c. And according to beta, this has to be equal to. So I can say b is equal to c. Correct? So these are the two inferences which I have got from my conditions that's given to me. Based on this, we have to tell which of these are correct. Coming to the first one, 2a delta 3c. That means, can I say that 2a delta is not equal to 3c? Yes. Yeah. Can I say this? Anybody? 2a is not equal to 3c? Well, okay. As you all can see, how am I going to achieve this case? We know that 2a is not equal to b, but b is equal to c, right? Let's say that, I don't like my younger brother, but my younger brother has a very good friend, okay, his best friend. So would I be liking his best friend? No, right? Because if I don't like my younger brother, how would I like anything related to him? Correct? So I would also not like his friend. So it's very obvious that if 2a is not equal to 3c, which basically means that 2a is not equal to b as well, because b and c are what is it? B and c are dependent on each other. Okay? And yeah, sorry, this is going to be 3c here. Alright, so I hope I made myself very clear. So it's nothing but it's option A itself which is going to satisfy our condition. Okay. Coming to the next question. Here goes your next question, guys. Everybody. Alright, so this is supposed to be, let me write it down. This is actually supposed to be to the power of r to the power of s, and this is going to be s to the power of r. Okay. Everybody solve it according to the powers. Yes, anybody? Okay, now let's quickly move ahead with this and see what are the options given to us. As we all can see that this is nothing but 2 times of 3. So I'm just going to write this individually. 2 star 3, what does this signify? This signifies that 2 is r and 3 is s. So we need r to the power of s, in a way 2 to the power of 3, and that's equal to 8. Same way, if I take 1 hash 4, 1 hash 4 basically means that it is the second number raised to the power of first number. So I could say this is 4 to the power of 1, being this as r and this as s. So this is going to give me a 4. Correct? Now there is a star between these two results as well. So when we take the star of these two, 8 star 4. So this is again following s to the power of r, being this is r and this is s. So r to the power of s will become 8 to the power of 4. I want all of you to solve this and give me the answer on the comment section. How much is the value of 8 to the power of 4? So it is nothing but it is 4096. Okay. I hope this question was clear to all of you. Now with this, we are going to quickly move ahead with our advanced level questions for today. So here goes our advanced level questions. Everybody, please focus. So here goes our first question. Consider the meanings of the 4 symbols percentage, hash, dollar and star as given below. So A percentage, B basically means that A is more than B. So let me keep writing. A is more than B. A hash means that A is either more than or equal to B. So A is either more than or equal to B. A dollar B means A is less than B. And A star B means A is equal to B. Okay. So based on all these conditions, they have told us that statement P dollar Q and Q star R and R hash S are basically the actual statements of the question which they want to say, and we will have to give the conclusion. That's correct. Okay. So if I look into P dollar Q, and then if I look into Q star R, and if I look into R hash S. Okay. So from here, what can we say is P dollar Q. So P dollar Q means that the first variable is smaller than the second one. So I could say that P is smaller than Q. Okay. Now Q star, Q star R. Star R is basically A is equal to B. So I could say Q is equal to R. And R hash S. R hash S basically means that A is either more than or equal to B. So R is either more than or equal to S. Okay. So these are the 3 conditions which we have. Now from here, what we could say is, since, carefully notice, if Q is equal to R and if R is greater than or equal to S, so definitely I could infer from here is Q is also greater than or equal to S. Yes or no? So this is my first inference, and this inference also comes from the fact that so A hash B means A is either more than or equal to B. So we have Q hash S. So as per Q hash S, you could say that Q is greater than or equal to S. Okay. So that means our second statement is right. Coming to the first one, S is percentage P. So when it says S percentage P, what can we say? We can say that it's following the first statement wherein the first number is greater than the second one. So S is greater than P. Correct? So conclusion, which conclusion will follow? We see that the second one was pretty simple. Correct? That is nothing but this one basically. The second conclusion was very, very simple, Q hash S, and it was also coming out to be true. But according to the first conclusion, S percentage P, we do not know anything about it. Why don't we know anything about it? S is greater than P. Okay, fine. So basically what's happening is P is smaller than Q, correct? Alright, and R is greater than or equal to S. So we know one thing for sure, that one thing is very sure, that if Q is also greater than or equal to S, so we are very sure that Q is going to be the largest, because Q is greater than P as well, Q is greater than S as well, correct? So Q is going to be the largest. But is there any way we could compare the value of S and P if P is going to be greater or S is going to be greater? No, it's not possible. Hence, we cannot say that S is greater than P. According to this, let me just put it down on the comment section. Sorry, let me just put down the options here. Only the second option is following the right order. Okay. I hope that was clear enough to all of you. Here goes our second question. In the following equation, 2 signs need to be interchanged to make it correct. Choose the signs from the given options. Okay. So we are going to interchange the sign according to the given option and see if it's still giving us the correct result or not. So let's quickly verify the option. In the first one, division has to be replaced with plus and plus has to be replaced by division. Okay. So 3, in place of multiplication, we don't have anything, right? So it will be as it is, and then plus is being replaced by division, divided by 3, minus is as it is 18, and division is being replaced by plus. So let's see if this works. So this is going to give us 5 times 3, 15. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 5 minus 18 plus 3, and this is going to give us minus 10, right? So this is not working. Option A is done. Coming to the second one, option B, multiplication and subtraction. So 3, in place of multiplication, I'm going to put a subtraction. 3 minus 5 and plus remains as it is, 3. And then in place of subtraction, I'm going to put a multiplication, 18 divided by, so this remains as it is. Let's see if this gives us the result. So this is going to give us 3 minus 5 plus 54 divided by 3. Okay, and we know that 54 divided by 3 is going to give us an 18 again. So 3 minus 5 plus 18. So this is going to be how much? This is again not going to give you a 12. So this is again incorrect. Okay, you all can check. This is a minus 2 plus 18, which is going to be 16. Okay, so this is going to be a 16 and it's again not giving us a 12. Coming to option number C. For option number C, multiplication and addition. So 3 plus 5 times 3 minus 18 divided by 3. Okay, so let's check this. 5 times 3 is 15. So 3 plus 15 minus 18 divided by 3 is how much? It's going to give us a 18 divided by 3 is nothing but a 6. Okay, so you can go by this way. And from here, what can we say is 3 plus 15 is going to give us 18 and 18 minus 6 is going to give back a 12, which is correct. It's matching with the same answer and hence option C is the correct interchange, or you could say correct replacement. Okay. So I hope everybody was clear with this. For such kind of questions, you can always go ahead with substitutions and do it. Okay. All right. Now let's proceed further with our third advanced question. And this is going to be the last question for today's session, guys. So please follow up and look into it. Choose the correct order of signs from the 4 options given below so that the equation becomes correct. So from here, I'm going to display the options and everybody is going to try on it using different options. Okay. So the first one is plus equal to times. So if I put a plus here and if I put a plus here, if I put an equal to here and if I put a multiplication here, is this being satisfied? 12 plus 12 is giving us a 24 is equal to 8 times 3 is 24. That's it. The first option itself is satisfying our result. I hope that was clear enough. You all can go ahead and try for the other options. You would not be getting it as the same result on both the sides. Okay. Alright, so with this, we are going to quickly wind up the session with our learning outcomes. So here goes our learning outcomes. We have studied about the BODMAS rule and solving the problem step by step. We have studied about substituting the given letters and symbols according to the question and arriving at the solution. Okay, and coming to the next part, so this is about the TUCO registration. This is for all of you who have still not registered for the Math Olympiad TUCO exam, which is going to be held in the month of December and Jan. All of you can compete among yourselves and understand that which level of thinking skills are you at. Okay, so the registration link is given in the description box. All of you can go ahead and click on it, and the registration amount is just 200 rupees. Along with this, you would also get practice worksheets and master classes for free along with the 200 rupees registration exam, and that would actually behave as a practice material and a practice content for your TUCO exam. Okay, so thanks a lot for attending the session. See you all in tomorrow's session. Have a good